Welcome back to Trend Settings on the Group Settings channel. Groupsettings.info. I'm Ali.
I'm Chen.
I'm Chris.
T. Jono.
Good one, Jono. And guys, we got an upgrade this week. I've got notes.
Whoa.
You've all got your tea
I got
cups.
props.
Yes.
And I swear to God, if that image is messing with the audio, I'm going to murder you, man.
No, it's still good.
Anyway, sidetrack. We're going to get right into it because we got a lot. We don't have a timer. Oh, someone with the clock.
It says.
Okay.
It's all good.
So, great start. We're super organised. We love you.
Killing it.
If you're coming back, if you're new, we talk about what's happening in the week. And this week has been a lot of Comic-Con. So we're going to go through the trailers. We're not going to talk about TV because who gives a crap?
I do.
Wow.
Except for the Netflix stuff. But starting off, Justice League. Everyone watched this, right?
Yes.
Chris, what do you think?
It wasn't so much of a trailer as like a.
It was definitely a trailer.
No, it wasn't
It
a
said trailer on
You
the
know,
title.
it wasn't
It
a
said
trailer.
trailer.
It was just a bunch of clips put together.
So,
Which is cool. It's fine.
That's
From
what
the
trailer is.
movie. That's the trailer.
It wasn't a trailer. Anyway, it was pretty cool. Like, there's some good stuff in there. I don't know. Like,
Are you making a comment on the quality of the
What
trailer?
he means is it's not a full trailer because they haven't finished the movie and made a trailer.
Like, they
for the
haven't-
movie,
yeah.
is what he means.
So it's like a teaser.
Yeah.
Because they call them teasers, right? They have those. And they call
Alright,
them
who
teasers.
cares about that? Let's
I
talk
wouldn't
about what's bloody in it.
I wouldn't even call it teaser, but that's okay.
So we've established it's a trailer.
Okay, Batman was there. He
Right.
was walking around finding some friends, which was basically apparently what the movie's about, right?
Which I am
The
okay
Justice
with.
League?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is,
They're like
he
super
is in the
friends.
Justice League.
They
They're
are
like
super
super
friends.
friends.
Someone's got to get them together. They don't have Nick Fury.
Are they friends? There's a little bit of fighting happening.
Yeah.
Aquaman's not happy. Poor old Arthur. He's alright.
Well, he said
He looked
no.
awesome in that movie, though.
And he was my favourite part about it.
They're
was
definitely,
Arthur
they're
Curry.
definitely making him the cool guy.
Yeah,
which is
'cause
funny because
He totally
Aquaman.
isn't.
Yeah.
Like, who the heck is Aquaman?
Like everyone always bags out Aquaman.
People love the actor though. I think they're really playing to that quite.
Jason
smart.
Momoa.
It's good.
Momoa.
Aquaman is not actually lame. Aquaman is actually awesome. Everyone just jokes about him being lame.
Well, it's just that his costume is lame.
No, it's not.
His powers are stupid.
No, they're not.
Like, but in the movie, he looks badass.
And in the comics, he's a complete
But no one
badass.
says like, who's your favorite hero? And they go, oh, Aquaman.
Why?
No one in
He can
no
talk
time
to
has
fish.
ever said that.
They
Yes,
say
they
that
have.
to
Many
me.
people,
I think that's
people
cool.
would have said that.
I wish I could control sperm whales.
Hello.
That was the first animal that came to my head. I couldn't help it.
That's way down the list for me, but
Or like a
What's with the
dugong.
names of
Wait, is a
whales?
dugong an animal or a Pokemon? Damn, we've already gone into
No,
Pokemon.
dugongs are an animal. You
And
idiot.
the Pokemon.
No, but it's not called
You
a
can be
dugong.
yes, it is. It's spelled differently. Hence,
Seal is also an animal.
You know seal?
Seals. Seals are actually
Like
animals.
the guy with the carnies, basically.
Look, we've already established that electric eels
Yeah,
are
that-
Pokemon in real
Okay,
life.
we've already gone off topic.
Yeah,
What do you think of the
yeah,
Look, it looked cool, yeah, but let's not forget, so did Batman vs Superman, and that was a terrible movie.
And none of us like that, right?
That was a terrible movie.
But it has a very different tone to the Batman
It's
vs
a sequel, though,
Superman.
right?
But why does it have a different tone?
I don't know. I don't go to film school.
Because Batman vs Superman was terrible. So they had to change
for
it.
sure, absolutely. And they did the same thing with the what's the one coming out soon?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Suicide Squad. They reshot it to make it funnier, right?
Don't get
They
me
realized
started on
people
Suicide Squad.
people don't like really dark
No, I
superhero
think
Which
they-
is annoying, because I wish they kept that tone, because Suicide Squad is a dark story.
It is, yeah.
It's bad people being used by the government.
Yeah.
That's not very funny.
We'll see, but that's
with
irrelevant.
like bombs in there.
Anyway, Justice League. Ali,
Yeah,
what
alright.
did you think of Justice League? I thought it looked freaking hectic, man. He was talking about how it's bad that it's just Batman just walking around.
I didn't say that.
I could watch that for 10
I said
hours
that's what it
straight.
was. I didn't
If
say it was bad.
It was implied.
If it's
Yeah.
Batman walking around talking to people, I'm okay with that. I don't even want him to fight people. I just want him meeting other superheroes and like chatting, having a good chinwag.
His little scene with the Flash was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and
I
the
mean,
Flash,
just like I need friends.
the Flash is such a hard character to get right because he's like a smart ass but he's also got to be really like likable, and he's got like the best heart out of all of them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Does he?
And it's
He's,
really
you know
hard
what he
to
is?
do that.
He's like the Spider-Man of DC. Because they're both very young,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
smart. Yeah, they're very
Yeah.
similar. In,
Why are they-
in my head, like.
Why are they young?
What do you mean?
What do you mean why are they young?
I don't think the
Flash-
Flash is young.
Flash isn't always young.
The Flash
He's
is young.
usually like.
Oh, in
he's
this
like
movie is,
normal
but
age.
normally
this movie
it
is,
depends on
yeah.
which one
Barry
you're talking
Allen,
about.
they're
And
like
There is a
They're-
kid Flash.
they're proper
but
men.
That's a whole other thing.
yeah, but yeah, okay.
Quick sidetrack, The Flash, the TV series, best superhero series ever.
I friggin' hate that
it's
show.
deeply.
What?
It's,
But we're getting off topic again.
It
John,
is
what did you
deeply
think of the
average.
Justice League trailer?
So good.
I liked it. I thought it looked awesome because they took it like I guess they must have learned from.
They took
Batman versus
everything
Superman.
good.
Hopefully they
Everything
did.
that people go, oh, but this was awesome about
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman. It's like
Yeah.
they took all the buts and like made a movie out of it.
Yeah.
Alright, so who do we have? We had Aquaman. Aquaman looked dope.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was the Flash.
and his whole like his whole Viking feel is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's
I'm gonna
definitely-
sell out Ali, who thought that the Flash was Asian.
I
No, you know what? In
Is he
Batman
not?
vs Superman, he was.
So
Yeah,
me
is he
and
not
Chris,
Asian?
me and
He's
Chris
not
worked
Asian.
back to back, and I had a revelation
He's
today.
not.
I turned around and go,
Ezra-
Chris, you
Ezra
know what's
Miller.
crazy? And he goes, what, Ali? Expected. I say a lot of dumb
This
stuff.
happens about 7 times every day.
Yeah.
So,
And I go, it's crazy that no one's angry that the Flash is Asian. But apparently he's not Asian.
he's Jewish.
Do you think he
he's
was
wearing-
Asian?
he's
Is he
European.
the same guy?
He's
that
got
was-
no Asian in him at all.
No. I thought it was like
I feel like
That's
he's
Mongolian or
something.
According to the
something.
internet, I haven't met him, but
It's all European.
Does it have like his whole racial history or something?
there's a
Because he looks
website for
pretty
racial
There's a chat.
history.
Wait, is he the
I
same
don't
guy
know
that
if
was
we-
in Batman vs Superman in that one shot where they showed off every superhero that
You
they
can't
made?
really tell because he had a mask on.
Yeah,
didn't
that's
He
him.
looks very Asian.
he? Yeah.
I
I
thought
know.
a convenience
yeah.
store.
You're
Yeah.
preaching to the choir.
in
Yeah.
the chainsaw.
I
I was like,
discovered he
that guy-
wasn't Asian today.
I was like, that guy's Chinese for sure.
Which I was like, awesome. Why aren't people complaining about
He
this?
could be like half Asian, right?
He's yeah, anyway. His dad is Jewish and his mum is like Dutch, German or something.
Oh.
So,
Okay, so we all agree Justice League looks awesome. It's probably going to be crap though, right?
That's my thing. I want it to be so good, but
DC's got
Yeah.
a very low hit
yeah,
rate.
going by past, what
Unless-
they've done.
Unless what's his name who did the Batman trilogy, isn't it?
Chris Nolan.
Is in charge of it.
Who's directing?
Yeah,
Snyder.
good question. Is it Snyder again?
I
Is
don't,
it?
I don't think it is.
No, I don't want to. Yeah.
Let's not talk about Snyder.
Snyder.
Because I
really,
like the
really
guy, I
low
just don't
hit
like
rate.
his latest movies.
Yeah.
Kong. Chris, what did you think of Kong?
Kong Skull Island. You know what? It got me when the helicopters were flying through and then there was a dragonfly. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Like that got me. I had to rewind. Jono doesn't remember.
Yeah, it was for me it was very forgettable.
That's
I'm
kind
just
of
trying to
irrelevant.
think of the most insignificant thing in the trailer, and I think
That's irrelevant. But I don't know. I don't remember.
We're trying to prove how much we know about movies.
right, sorry.
We're not trying to actually have a conversation about this.
I don't remember the trailer very much. I remember the poster with the green smoke, and then I was like, man, this is like Godzilla 2.0.
Yeah.
And how
Yeah,
funny is it?
that-
How funny is the
that definitely
producers from Godzilla?
Yeah.
Like, the people who don't have artistic voice, like they're in this.
But the one shot where there's like 10 helicopters flying, and then the camera pans up, and all you see is just huge Kong. Like,
He was
2 seconds.
definitely big. If you're gonna judge it on the size,
Scale's gone up.
Yeah, they got the
He's
size
big.
right.
Yeah.
What they didn't
He's
get
really
right. Ali, what did you think? Ali thinks that the CGI is crap in the silhouette. If the CGI is crap in the
Yeah,
silhouette,
it was
imagine
pretty
when he's got freaking sunlight on him.
Yeah.
That's more detail, guys. That's even harder to do.
Maybe he doesn't.
Like, they do gorilla silhouettes great in, like, friggin' Donkey Kong Country, but they can't do it in a multi-billion-dollar movie. Like,
Yeah.
Who do you think he's gonna fight? More dinosaurs or someone
Mothma.
The people.
Rodan?
it seems like they're doing Army versus
Yeah.
Kong from
No,
the trailer.
He's,
there's,
he's
well,
fighting.
there's got to be people.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson is doing his fighting.
Did anyone else find the chemistry is so crap between the actors, even in the trailer?
They didn't talk though.
There wasn't much
I
interaction.
honestly can't remember who else
John
was in there
Goodman.
apart from.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson's
Jackson.
talking, and you're just like, did you read this off the back of a menu or something? It looks
Probably.
like he's really not trying.
Well, John Goodman and Samuel Jackson, like, they're such strong characters that it just feels like they're doing their own thing, and then you just put it together.
I never agree with you, Chan, but I very much agree with that.
Kong and
Yeah.
the
I
monkey.
didn't know where you were going with that. I was like, oh, thanks.
This is gonna be a weird
Yeah,
podcast.
it was just like Samuel L. Jackson being Samuel L. Jackson.
Which he wasn't even doing very well.
Yeah.
I think he does the best.
John Goodman being John Goodman, and then you just put it together and then put a gorilla in the middle of it.
It's like a bunch of awesome ingredients in a crap dish.
Yeah.
It is a trailer though.
It's sushi ice cream.
Like there's stuff in the middle of those scenes.
It-
Hopefully,
yeah,
we'll
it
tie
was
them
just a
together
trailer.
somehow.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Next.
You don't read
Does
into it
anyone
too
have
much.
anything else to say about that?
I would just say that if I wouldn't watch it.
Totally.
So based on that trailer, if it's meant to be an ad for the movie, I was not convinced.
I wouldn't
to watch
even
it.
illegally download it.
Not a thumbs down, just like I'm not going to be bothered to see it because of that trailer. I'm not going to pay the $20 it costs to go to the movies.
Right.
Mm.
Alright, Wonder Woman. Chris, what do you think of Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman was interesting. What does your note say?
I love Chris Pine.
Ali, what do you think?
I love Chris Pine. I'm just devoed that it looks like he's gonna die. You know?
Yeah.
That's
Whoa.
right. People gotta
I
die.
did not pick up on that.
Like
Gonna
they're in
do.
a war and she's like 10 generational. So actually, he might just get really old and do like the Captain America kind of thing.
Yeah.
Chuck Peggy.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to go to she'll go to the funeral even though she wasn't in
And
it
then
for like the rest of
He'll,
the movie.
and then she'll make out with his
Oh,
great nephew.
Maybe Batman's descended from
I'm
him.
down.
So
I'm
weird.
down with that.
So weird.
Wonder
Nothing.
Woman's meant to get with Batman, right?
Yeah, totally. That's
Okay.
like Justice League. Oh well, they are doing Justice League. so
She doesn't die though.
Wonder Woman will get with
Right.
Superman, bro.
Huh?
Wonder Woman will get with Superman.
I
In
think
this
it
one.
really depends what
No,
era.
they're-
They've all hooked up.
They're
at
not
some
gonna get
point.
together.
Because they're Supergirl.
That's his
That's
cousin,
yeah,
bro.
that's his cousin.
Is it?
Yeah.
You couldn't have been more right.
That's weird. Yeah, they could still get
What did you think of Wonder Woman? You obviously don't know anything about DC. What was
I have no idea. Well, I just don't know anything about Wonder Woman.
Right.
But every action sequence was spot on.
That's true. I loved her lasso.
So the way
Do you think she's going to be able to make people tell the truth with that thing?
That's the idea.
What the hell is the point of it?
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, she
Yeah.
used it in Batman vs Superman, and it had nothing to do with telling the truth. It was just more.
She was just whipping people.
She was
What was Doomsday gonna say?
I want to kill you. Oh, no. We got it.
Now.
His sinister plan. He wants to kill everyone. Damn it. Why didn't we think of this? It's
She
so
was pretty
obvious.
cool.
Don't remind me.
But just the way she slides around, the way she hits people, like all the action sequence, I'm all for it.
And the one thing I'm really liking about everything to do with her, besides the music, which is friggin' off tap.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
can't do
favorite
it.
song.
I can't do it justice.
What the heck was that?
Like,
But it's like the really fast tribal thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just the attitude she has.
Yeah.
Like
On
she
my-
wants
where
to
I'm
fight
from, they
things.
call that slavery.
I don't know. Yeah, impressions are great.
I don't think she's pretty.
No, she.
Why wasn't the guy like, but I pay her? That's literally the difference
Yeah.
between the two things.
Yeah, I
So
wasn't
you
down with,
tie
I wasn't down with that
It's
either.
just like calling anyone who's got a job a
It's like
slave.
pretty cheap, easy
Like,
girl
no, we
power
get
stuff.
paid.
Oh right, the secretary thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh.
anyone else on Wonder Woman?
What did you think I was talking about? Anyway,
That's it. Let's move on.
King Arthur. Chris.
King Arthur looked very interesting. I'm excited for Guy Ritchie to do something interesting again. It's been a little while. Sherlock Holmes was average. What was the spy one called?
Yeah, I was going to ask, what are other Guy Ritchie movies? Because I actually don't know.
Lock, Stock and Two
Like,
Smoking
go
Barrels.
back far enough. There's all these
Was his
like
first
gangster ones, British.
Yeah, he
gangster
does like
movies.
British gangster ones, right?
Yeah.
And Snatch.
Right, okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Did you do Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The one
that's...
with
Yeah,
Robert
okay.
Downey
That's
Jr.
what I was
Yeah.
getting at.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. What was the spy one called? Man, that guy's name is Armie Hammer.
It sucked. That's all I remember about it.
Oh,
It was
Uncle-
pretty awesome.
Man from Uncle?
Remember when I go?
That man
Remember
from
when I go?
Uncle.
Does anything else interesting happen in this movie? And you go, no. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sleep. There was 40 minutes left in that movie.
He literally went to sleep.
Yeah.
I didn't mind. That was okay. But
I watched it on the plane. That's like,
I didn't
that's
think it
how
was too
low that
bad.
bar was.
But this King Arthur trailer looks more Guy Ritchie than his last 3 movies put together. So
Did you do a Knight's Tale? You didn't do a Knight's
No.
Tale, did you? Okay.
What did you
Right
think?
then.
Are you a Guy Ritchie fan, first of all? Like, do you know anything about him?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I don't really
So you're
care.
pretty neutral. So what did you think?
It just escalated. Like, first it was like funny, And then there were just like little scenes where it was just like crazy like magic stuff. Where the guy's like holding a fireball, and it went too quick from like being sort of half normal fantasy world to like just crazy hectic stuff.
See, I love that because when a movie knows what it is, it's a lot better. And this movie definitely isn't taking itself seriously.
Yes.
At least in the wrong way. Like the characters are serious, but there's a giant freaking elephant in one of the shots.
Yeah, I saw that. I was,
Yeah.
I was confused.
Like the chicken.
I don't know what's going on.
Lady in the Water, all that crap. I love King Arthur crap, but it's great. And I love Guy Ritchie, so them coming together is either going to be great for me or terrible for me. There's really no middle ground.
The thing I didn't like was Jude Law. He looks not good in that movie.
I love Jude Law and everything. I love Charlie Hunnam. Is that his name, the main actor?
The Anarchy guy?
Yeah. He's back to British, which is also awesome because the best thing he ever did was Green Street Hooligans because he was British. There's other actors in it that are incredible.
Jude Law just looks so nothing in this movie.
Oh, the bad guy's the bad guy from Casino Royale, right? No, that's Doctor Strange. Sorry.
No.
There was
the trailers mixed up,
Kind of
mate.
very different.
They had magic in it too. I got the wires crossed. Okay, what do you think?
Has Guy Ritchie done a movie like that before?
No.
He always does like sort of gritty and real. Like sort of like
real,
real,
but like it's a step away from
It's
it.
very
it is,
exaggerated realism.
but it's never fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no fantasy.
This seems like, unless those were hallucinations, which would be a pretty gay thing to do in a trailer, right?
Right.
I shouldn't say gay. It's a really bad thing to do in a trailer.
What? Who are you, Chris?
You culturally insensitive person.
I've been pulling
What are you,
myself
Chris
up on
Pearson?
it. I've been pulling myself up on it because I do it automatically.
What are we going to learn this week? Anyway.
No, I didn't actually know what to think of it because it was just weird for me. You know when you like watch it and you're just like, that's
It's
weird.
a bit crazy, but then what?
If I hear that it's good from other people, I'll watch it. If I hear that it's bad, I won't. It wasn't like Kong. Kong just was like, I don't care if people say it's good. I'll probably
Kong
not
had like
watch it.
monkeys, which turned me off.
I don't think I'll watch it, to be honest.
I loved everything about it. 2 red flags, CGI elephants, and the name of it is just dumb.
The sword thing.
Legend of the Sword.
Legend of the Sword.
Of all the friggin' poetry
Sounds like
there
a
is about
book I read in year 3.
why would you call it Legend of the Sword?
Sounds like a Zelda game.
Call it friggin' Lady from the Lake or something.
Call it
something
once,
cool.
once and
Lady
Future
from the
King.
Lake?
Isn't that what the priestess chick was called?
The Lady of the Lake,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one.
Ah, there we go.
It relates.
Okay,
The Once and
fair
Future
enough.
King would have sounded cool.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
that's
there's
his,
so
that's
many
his,
cool
that's his
things.
actual
The
title.
Winter King? Is that
That's just the book that,
Oh, right.
that we read. I don't think that's the thing.
That's nerdy.
Yeah,
Let's not get that.
That's not
Blair
go down
Witch.
the rabbit hole there.
Chris, what do you think of Blair Witch?
I have nothing to say about Blair Witch. Haven't seen the first one, have no interest in the second one.
Am I the only one who's seen the first one?
I have.
I haven't.
Okay, what do you
It's
think?
going to be an inside
Okay,
one.
So, from what I can tell from the trailer, it was different to the first one. It's not all sort of handheld vibe.
I think it is, isn't it?
Is it? Because there were parts of the trailer that
like
were just
it.
It's
like...
just better handheld.
There was one part where
It's
the...
DSLR, that's what
It's
it is.
millennials, so they're
They
gonna
go
stay
first
ahead.
now.
Yeah.
But at one point, the chick had thrown the camera down the tunnel that she was crawling through.
Right,
Yeah,
but
trying
at
to
the
crawl
start,
after it.
when they were setting it up, it was like proper shots of the house
Yeah.
and things like that. So I don't know if that's just a trailer.
Well, I'm just really
or-
interested to see why she threw her camera in front of her.
She's
while
like
she was
Bear
going
Grylls.
through
I do that all the
tunnel.
time.
Yeah?
You know, he throws his camera
You want to get a
across the gorge.
selfie while you're like...
She thought it was a Pokeball.
Damn it, that's my camera.
They're probably all filming on iPhone. Let's be honest.
No, look, I like the first one, and it looks interesting. It's so hard to tell with these movies until you actually see it. It could be like the best thing ever, it could be the biggest flop.
Yeah, I do not watch any of these horror movies, but some of them I'm like, yeah, I should watch that because everyone's like, it's really good. But whenever I watch them, it's like, this is the same as every other one I've seen. And even in the trailer, this one it said, it's like nothing you've ever seen. But it's
Yeah,
probably-
that's a dead
it's probably-
giveaway for it sucking.
Probably not.
When they have to tell you that there's things in it you've never seen before.
Yeah.
That's
Is
not
the
good.
Blair Witch Project, in terms of scary movies, is it like a jump scare type of movie? Or is it like
That's-
sinister and
no,
does it
that's
actually give
all
you
it
that
is.
underlying...
The first one's actually genius, which is why I'm so okay. I got a few things on this one. Let me open this up.
Go for it.
So, one, who wanted this? Honestly,
No,
this is the sequel that no one wanted.
I
Absolutely
think
not one.
a studio wanted it.
You know, there's been like a poster and like advertising for this for a while now. It's just been called The Woods, and at Comic-Con it got revealed that it's actually a Blair Witch follow-up.
Right.
So the problem with this is the first one actually made $1 bajillion because it was made for like $10,000. So they're just doing that again. But the first one was bloody genius because it invented a new genre with the handheld stuff, and it didn't actually have anything in it.
Oh, and it had
So spoiler alert.
it had this whole mythos
The
around
movie's
it.
all them with cameras pointed at themselves.
As themselves,
That's
yeah.
it.
And snot.
And like freaking out.
So it's like buried.
Yeah. But it's actually
they move around.
But it's actually it's super frightening.
And
I love that
cameras.
movie.
And it goes like this.
Because it's all scary vibe, not
That's
scary
right.
Yeah.
things.
It's scary because you don't see exactly what it is.
So
It's all there.
nothing
It's like a
actually
giant react video.
attacks them.
Mm.
Or does something attack them and you just seeing their
So
reaction?
you know, in this trailer where she looks at the wall and there's a guy looking at the wall.
Yes.
That's the scariest part of the first one. That's how crazy it gets.
Yeah.
Like the first one gets a bad rap, but it's actually genius.
Mm.
Or it
they
was
made
when it
so
first
much-
came out.
Yeah, it's definitely not now. But like everything in the trailer, I'm like, this is more than happened in the whole of the first movie.
Is it found
You got-
footage? Are they all meant to be
Yeah.
dead?
In the first,
The first
one,
one
it was
was,
found footage. Yeah.
Okay, so
They
they're all
kind of
dead.
played it as real, and because it was like pre-internet, like
And-
everyone actually thought it was real.
Yeah, I remember when it came out, all my friends would see it and they're like, oh, and I was like, wait, so it's real?
And because you were like 15, it was like, oh, it's real.
I was 8.
All right, young guy, far out.
Wow.
How old are you?
40. Anyway, next. Netflix shows. Let's quickly do this one.
Okay.
Dude,
This is going to go on.
first question. Does everyone watch any of the Marvel Netflix shows?
Oh, yeah.
I know me and Chris do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have Netflix.
Right.
Okay, so wait, so what are we talking about? Marvel, Daredevil,
Which ones are in
Jessica
there?
Jones,
Oh, Jessica Jones.
Talk
The
about
Flash.
them all in one go.
Green Arrow.
Flash.
That's
No,
definitely
not
DC.
those.
different.
So
No
Marvel's got Jessica Jones. What's the new
Gotham.
Iron Fist, which sounds funny. Daredevil
Luke Cage.
and Luke Cage,
And
which
Oh, is there a Luke Cage?
it's about to come out.
That looks cool.
the
He's the
Punisher,
guy in Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
the
Okay.
Punisher's bouncing around in there as well.
yeah.
Okay.
The Punisher like stole Daredevil season 2 with like how awesome he was.
Oh, so he's in it. Okay.
So these
He's got his own
Netflix
show.
Marvel shows are so friggin' good. I think they're gonna have to make a Punisher show because people like love him so much,
Right.
and he like loves doing it as well. So I don't know why they haven't announced it yet.
So Daredevil's renewed for season 3. Luke Cage is getting
Coming out.
season 1.
Jessica Jones season 2.
Jessica Jones
So
gets
how
season
does
2.
Jessica Jones as a show? I
Oh,
think I've
I
seen
love it.
It's
ads.
definitely
I've
the
seen ads
weakest
for
of them all, but
You
it's,
think?
it's awesome.
Really?
The bad guy's the best part of it. She sucks.
She
And
says,
Luke,
yeah,
and,
yeah,
Luke, and
definitely.
Luke Cage is great.
The bad guy makes that
So
whole show.
is Luke Cage already in the
he's
show?
in Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
And now he's getting his own one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
And then now the Iron Fist is getting his own one. He's
Hmm.
getting season 1. And then they're all going to come together.
So now that you pointed it out, I keep laughing.
When I said it, I'm like, Iron Fist. That's
Iron Fist.
Come on, guys.
That's big mature.
Why?
The Iron Fist. And so they're all
I've been
coming
wondering
together.
that my entire damn life. Why?
Why be mature? New subject. Chris, final thoughts on Marvel Netflix.
They're doing the Defenders.
Final thoughts, we
They all
didn't
come
Oh yeah,
together.
we didn't even talk about the Defenders. So the best part about this is all 4 of these guys. It's just them 4, right?
Well, the Punisher will be bouncing around in there.
Yeah. But they get together and do the Defenders, which is like, because the Netflix is so much higher quality than the movies, or at least it just seems like it because they
No, it's
do
just
cinema quality in
it's
long
different.
form.
It's just different.
Daredevil's one of the best shows on TV.
Wow, big
Yeah.
call.
It's awesome.
Like in
It's very
terms
good.
of their stunt stuff, it's actually better than most
Great
movies.
action. It's amazing.
Right.
Like there's some scenes where he just beat the crap out of so many people.
And they
it's
they
like
show
one
blood.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because it's Netflix, they can do whatever the hell they want. So they just stab people, rip people's eyes out, and stab people, and rip people's eyes out and stab people.
Ali, what did my mum think of Daredevil?
Yeah. His mum always walks on me when I'm in the living room just watching super normal things, but they just happen to be on the weirdest spot, like when a priest is getting stabbed in the eye. Spoiler alert.
Luke Cage
That's
and Jessica Jones.
that's especially bad
Getting it
this
on.
week because a priest got
Yeah, so the
Oh,
Defenders,
Yeah.
they're all coming together.
And there's that other stabbing thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of stabbings. Yeah, let's
What-
not
so
talk
what's
about
that
terrorism
happening?
2 weeks in a row.
That's ages away.
Yeah, they didn't even have a trailer. They just had like sort of a
Like a
reveal
title.
sort of thing.
Fair enough.
It's gonna be good.
Alright.
The Defenders is cool.
Everyone loves
Is
it.
that meant to tie into the
Universe?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like originally, the Defenders
Are
was.
they in like the same city as Spider-Man or something?
It's New York.
Yeah.
Okay. So
They
are.
do.
So could they do
Yes,
that?
they could. Yeah. And the actor was like, "Why wasn't I in Civil War?"
That'd be
And
pretty
they should
good. Because to be honest, a guy with a gun wouldn't be that out of place. And
Oh yeah.
like, there's a chick with a gun.
They'll get
I
that.
kind of like
They'll
A
get
guy
it.
with a bow and arrow.
because the Netflix
Avengers.
is so good. I'm kind of glad they're keeping them separate.
They'll get there.
They do make references to each other though. Like even in Jessica
Yeah.
Jones, they talk about
The New
events
York
of-
attack.
Yeah, the New York attack and
Mm.
how the world has changed now and things like that. So it is sort of in the same world, but they're keeping it quite separate, which is good.
Yeah.
Like you said, Ali, they're very different. Like Avengers, like
And the
it's-
tone is so much
Yeah.
more.
Oh, 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 got it. Just let me check it. Okay, so ready? The Defenders was originally Namor the Submariner, the Hulk, and Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Interesting.
Did
Okay.
anyone see the Doctor Strange
It
trailer?
looks amazing.
I actually forgot to put
What
it
a
on there.
segue.
Doctor Strange is so cool. Yeah.
I just love I love this show, Marco Polo, another Netflix show. We're gonna get to my love of Netflix in the next subject.
Bring it back.
But-
Bring it back.
There's a guy in it, Marco Polo, the show. The guy who's like the Genghis Khan. The Genghis Khan's not in it, but he's like the descendant of Genghis Khan as the king, is in Doctor Strange, and that alone will get me to see it. He's that good. He'll probably be like nothing in it, but
Do you think he looks a bit like H-Chan? Shaved his head?
Is that-
his head's more round?
So yeah.
I feel so
Like the
weird.
actor's head's like a bowling ball.
Why?
Yeah, so Doctor Strange trailer 2
It looked
came
cool.
out.
There's a lot of Inception in there.
Yeah, I
They're
think it'd
playing
be
with the
interesting.
dimensional stuff.
Actually, I didn't see the second trailer. I've seen the
In its
first one.
defense, Inception didn't invent that. Isn't that from that perspective painting that everyone loves?
Oh.
Labyrinth invented that, I think.
I don't
With
think
David
anyone
Bowie going
invented
down the
it.
stairs.
What?
Random throw.
What? Anyway.
I just feel like everyone's making fun of it because it looked like Inception.
I don't think
Oh, okay.
bending
I
the
just
world
thought it
is
was-
trademark.
I thought it just looked cool, but I always
Yeah, it's
I will
cool.
always reference that back to
Right.
Inception because it was the first like awesome movie that did that.
Mm.
I just hope it's different enough to all the other ones.
Yeah, hopefully it's not all that.
Well, it's the first time they're doing magic.
Yeah.
And they've never done like all the other stuff. It's like science, even Thor's world.
Yeah.
It's like it's technology. They've never done
So,
magic. Like how does
Straight up magic.
like I'm gonna love the first moment in the Avengers when Iron Man encounters magic because
Hey, John,
those two things are not going to be compatible.
did you say Thor?
I did.
Do you know what else came out of Comic Con? They had like a very quick Thor panel,
Shock.
and they showed
Let's just get this over with.
they showed everyone the new logo for Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
It is amazing.
Oh, you mean that new
average.
logo that's been out in that schedule for like years?
No, it just came out. They released a
Again?
new title.
Why did they re-release it?
Why are we talking
Because they
about
have a
this?
new one and it's life changing. And
It's
Thor
so-
Ragnarok is gonna be amazing.
It's so average.
So anyway,
But it
that first
doesn't, it doesn't
moment,
have a trailer,
Back to
so we're not
Doctor
talking
Strange.
about
Get
that.
that first
ready.
moment, I'm gonna love that first moment. Tony Stark and you see something
Yeah,
magic happen. He's just gonna be like, he's gonna want to know why that's happening and.
And
what
I think
what
it's
it
cool
is.
because it's his source of power and everything. His story is so different to all the other ones.
Mm.
Even in the comics, like it's so. He can be very OP though. Like if the story needs him to be.
Yeah.
His story
Yeah.
is not that different
He's,
to anyone
he's
else's.
like the gateway to Thanos, isn't he? He kind of connects everything with all the space
Is he
stuff.
connected
Because
with
he can
one of the
like,
stones?
because he can like teleport and crap and do dimensional stuff.
He kills the Hulk with 2 words in the comics.
Was
so
it-
he can be
was it
very,
your
very
fault?
powerful.
Was it? I'm sorry. Something really just meaningful.
No, I think he
It
says,
was you're green.
He
and
says
Hulk's
some-
like,
yeah.
I never knew that. I'm green.
and he turns back into
Yeah.
Bruce Banner.
Does he have like a Doctor Who kind of vibe? I've never actually read any of the comics.
No,
or
he's not
anything.
really Doctor Who, but he says silence, which silences him,
Mm.
and then he says something like disperse, and then he just explodes.
Yeah.
Like that's it, and he just kills him.
It does seem like he can do whatever the story needs.
Yeah, which is good to have, definitely.
Mm.
But they're gonna have to actually establish what those limits are, because otherwise, like, okay, so X-Men Apocalypse, it just ended up with 2 people yelling at each other and pointing their hands,
Yes.
Right.
and then the CGI artist took care of the rest of it.
Correct.
Those movies kind of annoy me because you can't really tell, like, how much, like, Dragon Ball Z tried to fix this with power levels, but they're a load of crap, right? Like, how do you show the limits of someone
You gotta have
who's got
rules.
light coming out of his hands?
This is one of my problems with Ghostbusters. There was no rules. Like, yeah,
We're
I
not
agree. There's
talking
got to be
I
rules.
thought you
Anyway,
loved it.
But like, they're
did
gonna
you
have
listen to
to,
that podcast?
like, the limitations on it are always the more interesting thing
Yeah.
than the power itself.
Yes.
Because if someone can just do anything, then you end up with Superman, and it's really hard to make Superman work. Like, everyone has to have kryptonite.
And you end up with Thanos,
Yeah.
who's coming. So
Yeah. But like, yeah, so for me, I was just like, well, they're going to be pointing at each other a lot and making light stuff appear. So they're going to really have to
well, the thing with
establish
Thanos,
what they're actually
Thanos
capable of
doesn't
doing.
even point. He just thinks. They're going to be thinking at each other.
I think they'll make a point with the Infinity Gauntlet,
When you
right?
think about it,
Don't do it.
Thanos has got to have like mad circulation problems because he's been sitting down
Man, he just sits a lot.
for like 10 years straight on that damn
Yeah.
throne. And even when he goes somewhere, the throne moves. He doesn't move.
Well, he got up at the last
Oh,
one.
yeah,
the
he
last
stood
one.
up. He's probably
he
got-
like picked up the gauntlet himself.
Yeah, it was probably because he got a blood clot.
Poor guy.
Pins and needles. I need to stand
I
up.
gotta walk this out, guys.
Maybe it's like one of those special chairs and it like ripples to keep
Guys,
his
maybe
blood
it
circulating.
massages
Just
it.
vibrate.
It's a
Yeah, like
massage
how
chair.
elderly people have to like make sure they don't get bed sores.
I don't think it's the least of his worries.
Or
Maybe.
throne sores.
Maybe he's disabled.
It's got to be cold there too.
He's trying to take over the
He
world.
definitely stood up at the end of the
We should send him some lures.
Moving on.
All right, so this
Next
is
topic.
the first time I'm going to introduce a segment,
reckon that's a pokey
Oh,
stop.
geez.
and it's a bit new.
He's thrown.
But whenever one of us is just downright in love with something,
Ooh. No, you can't
Something-
say that because you
something
won't
that-
let me do much.
something that changed you, something that's actually good,
All right.
And new.
With-
all of these
and
all of these slide
with
straight into
a
my
lot
category.
of substance,
Ooh, I can
not
talk
just a bloody JPEG.
No, I'm ready. I am ready.
Word art is so old.
Okay,
And you're ruining my new segment, Chris. Please.
okay, I'll go next.
When you get something that you just bowls you over in emotion, we're gonna do a segment
Say
called
bowled you over.
Love Letters.
I'm the
Okay.
ball
Yeah,
over.
And
My balls.
this week I'm talking about Stranger Things. We're not going to do it every week because we're going to save it for something that's awesome. Maybe.
Yep,
Every
something
time.
special.
So something more than a JPEG. So this week,
You're not doing your thing, Chris. You're not doing it.
Oh, I'm saving it up.
Netflix came out with a show called Stranger Things. First thing I had, Spielberg and some other guy made it.
Guy.
And I was in.
And I was in, yeah.
Everyone-
Like that, all you had to say was Spielberg.
Everyone's
and,
some other guy next to
and
Spielberg.
80s vibe and like,
Did it come out this week?
It was like the
Couple
beginning of
weeks,
last
yeah.
week.
Okay. And obviously they dropped the whole season.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Did they? So, let me tell you about Stranger Things.
Tell us about it.
So this show has 5 child actors who are the main characters,
Mm.
and it's bloody incredible. So name me a show that's had even 2 child actors that's been good.
Goonies.
That's a movie.
Oh.
But I do love Goonies. So this show is very much in the same vein as Goonies. It's like Goonies mixed with E.T. There's going to be no spoilers, don't worry. But in terms of storytelling, it's like Lost if Lost had some bloody continuity and like and some substance
But
and like an ending.
but you don't know where it's gonna end. It could be as bad as Lost.
This does that sort of thing, but
Ooh.
it does in the most satisfactory
Yeah,
way.
season 1
Right.
of Lost was dope.
Because the characters are so interesting, you actually care about the characters. You don't really care about what's happening too much. It doesn't do anything new in terms of the story's not crazy. Like you've seen it before, but it does it so friggin' well, and it plays your emotional strings like a fiddle.
So like dialogue, characters, acting off the charts.
Yeah, like no one. The person who's the crappiest is the best known person, so it's Winona Ryder. That's like the only actor you know from it, and she's the worst. But even then, like saying she's the worst, she's like awesome.
Yeah.
She's just less awesome than everyone else because she just plays the crazy person because like that's what she is.
Sounds awesome.
But it's got the look of it is incredible. It's that 80s kind of like
I saw
Breakfast
some
Club
of it,
kind of
yeah.
vibe,
Yeah.
like American high school. And no one in it is like particularly good looking,
Mm.
but in a good way. Like they look like people would actually look.
Yeah.
Like even they're all like actually quite weird looking.
It did seem to have similar vibes to Lost in the sciencey stuff because it was like lights that like blind you and then something happens.
Yeah.
And that was how the technology worked in Lost. Is that?
Have you watched any of it?
I watched the trailer.
Oh right.
Because that was like playing on like YouTube, I think, at the trailer for.
So it kind of gives you breadcrumbs in the best way. As in, like, it leads you down different paths. You don't know if it's aliens, if it's supernatural, if it's some sort of weird monster thing. Like, you just can't figure it out. And it just unfolds it so perfectly into your face that you just can't stop watching it once you hit, like, episode 3.
Have you finished the first season?
Yeah. I've been late to everything this week because of this show. And the ideas, it's got these ideas about people with powers and young people like having problems and being victimized, and there's just so many layers to this show. It's bloody incredible.
So like a parfait.
The less you know about it, the better. It's like a parfait.
That's two Shrek.
That's
two
what-
Shrek
listen,
things
that's
that
what
are-
I said to me.
Now I'm gonna have Shrek in
It's
my
like an
hand.
onion.
Get out of my swamp.
But okay,
Listen,
do they know how many seasons it's going to run for?
The
this is
creator
my
has
problem
said, I want
with
to do
Lost.
like 3 seasons.
My problem with Lost is they started off with like 3 seasons worth of material and they made it 6 seasons. So
The way
middle
they-
3 seasons
Well, season
were
2 isn't
entirely pointless.
They satisfied the hell out of you with the ending, but they teased you in the perfect way at the same time, the way a show kind of needs to. As in, you have
They called
no
your
idea
names.
where it's going, but I've got so many damn theories. So if you want to talk this week, ask me about my theories about Stranger Things sequels.
Is it
that's-
like, do they like hide clues and stuff everywhere that you're meant to like pick up on?
it's more just not foreshadowing, but there's just things you're like, oh, I wonder where that's going.
Okay, right. Like little threads
Yeah,
just
'cause
everywhere.
That, in the same way of Game of Thrones, there's heaps of characters, but it just juggles it so perfectly. That's how you juggle, right?
When you said, the less you know, the better, watch it. And I watched the first 2 episodes. I didn't realize it was going to be so freaking scary. Like
Which it's not.
it's so scary.
It's mysterious, is how I would describe it. But the first
It's scary.
the first episode is pretty freaky. No spoilers. The only
Man
drawback
spoiler.
in this damn show is there's a CGI aspect that just
Spoilers.
is so freaking unnecessary.
Is it like the dragon in Game of Thrones?
Well, a dragon you can say, okay, someone can't dress up in a dragon.
Can't they?
Spoilers.
Maybe they just need to
But
try
this
harder.
one, it's like,
It's like the black smoke in Lost.
yeah, like just put someone in a suit for goodness sake.
Just get a polar
They're
bear.
not even like, it's not even like giant. It's human size.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
You see it in the first episode.
Spoilers.
What are you talking about?
Boy, you can spoil the first
The
episode.
thing in the first episode,
On the wall?
This is going to get
Yeah,
very abstract
spoilers.
very
that
quickly.
goes through the thing that abducts the thing.
Spoilers.
Hey, okay.
The whole show's about the abduction, so that's not.
Spoilers.
No one necessarily plugs, but I watched a rocket jump film school
Right.
YouTube channel on
Yep.
CGI. I had no idea they used CGI for that much stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, everything.
And they were like made the point that you only ever notice CGI when something has a
It's
really
complete.
bad story.
It's outrageous.
So like you're looking for reasons to not like the movie because it's not giving you anything else.
There's other CGI in the movie that kind of accents and it works, or show, and it works bloody perfectly. But then there's just something that's completely CGI, and you just want to stop watching because everything else is so perfect. Like they put so much effort into the soundtrack being freaking 80s, and everything looking so freaking 80s, and all the actors being so freaking good. And then all they had to do was put a rubber suit on some dude.
And
Spoilers.
it's Spielberg. He knows his way around a suit.
He knows very well, right?
E.T.
Sure does.
Anyway, that's the end of my love letter to Stranger
So
Things.
you love it.
I think in the future you should actually write a love letter.
Yeah,
That's how
I
you-
thought about it. I was
I
going to
think
write like a poem.
That if you're dedicated enough to write, a love letter, then you get to say
You're
your
telling
love
me
letter.
that you considered writing a poem.
Have you
To a
written a
show.
love letter to
I
that
really
JPEG?
like-
I will.
God,
You really like
that
the show.
JPEG does not deserve your love.
All right, next week I will.
If you
have
keep bringing it
finished
up, I'm going to go there.
and we will talk theories.
We'll bounce back a bit.
We'll talk theories.
Well, we can't talk theories. There'll be spoilers then.
Yeah,
That's fine. We'll have a spoiler-filled episode.
Spoiler special.
I don't want to ruin the show for people.
I love it
Yeah,
so
Jen,
much.
This
Don't
show,
You love it
alienate
so
this
much.
show, I've been thinking about it so much. there's this one line in this one episode that
Dark.
just changed my life.
Why didn't you write a letter?
Well, I want to watch this now.
'Cause
You've successfully advertised this, so please don't spoil anything.
Oh, freak.
Yeah, no.
I'm still thinking about it. Let's go to the next subject.
All right, let's
So,
move on.
Do you
See,
guys, do you guys know what
Ali.
I'm thinking about?
Shut up, bro.
Chris Pine?
Shrek?
Christopher Pine. Definitely Christopher Pine.
Shrek?
Shrek. Is it
Or-
Shrek?
Donkey.
Is it about that dragonfly?
Get
King
out
Kong?
of
Is it a dragonfly? Because all of these things are accurate. I'm just really struggling.
What are you thinking about? Is it that stupid JPEG?
I'm thinking about a man called Taika Waititi. Do you know who that is?
I know that name.
What?
I can't think of how I know
He's a director from New Zealand. He's
Right.
making Thor 3.
Oh.
Jeez. It's like a Rorschach with you. And
And-
no one else sees what you're seeing in this thing.
I thought
You
it was
will. You will when the movie comes out.
I thought it was
because he
somewhere
made
else.
he made a movie called Hunt for the Wilder People and What We Do in the Shadows, and they're just incredible.
Hunt
And
for the Wilder People I heard was really good.
it's incredible.
How is he making Thor? Didn't he only just make that?
Yeah, I know. Isn't it amazing? Well, they've only just started shooting.
So he's a
Thor.
busy
Right.
busy New Zealander.
And
So they've
Those
only
movies
just started
are
shooting
amazing.
it. Stop
Those
being
doc-
excited for it.
how can I
It's
not,
not
be
coming
excited
out
about
for a
that?
That
long
is such a
time.
different movie than what Thor would be, though.
Ex-
You
And
know what,
Marvel
though?
doesn't let you be interesting.
Oh,
my
they
main
will.
point.
Hunt for the Wilder People had this sort the trailer had this like Wes Anderson kind of feel to it. Does it have
Except
that sort of feel?
New Zealandish.
Yeah.
New Zealand people are the most funny people in
What
the
We
world.
Do in the
True.
Shadow is one
True.
of the funniest
Brotown.
movies of the past 5
Exactly.
years.
And if any of that makes it in, which it will. So Thor 1 was pretty good. People liked it. Thor 2 was not good. No one liked it. So now they're being like, well, Thor's not really our big thing, so go for gold. And it's going to be awesome.
I like Thor too, but I recognise that it sucked.
Yeah, like people like it, but it's not good.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
happened in
it's
Thor
not
2?
good. Exactly.
Blood elves. Right?
Yes.
Blood elves?
Doctor
Yeah.
Who came.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Blood elves.
Blood elves.
Something about dark elves was what it was.
I wish they
and,
brought
and
in
they had this
the race thing a little bit more.
energy thing.
Did they come to Earth?
It was the
cares?
Dark Ether.
They had
went
the
inside.
red stuff
Natalie
that was
Portman.
like flying around in the
Yeah.
air. Natalie Portman's not doing anymore, is he?
Yeah,
Is
she's
she?
out. She's out.
She's out.
I literally
Is
have
she?
no recollection. So they were on
I should
Earth
know
or they
that
weren't?
They
Yeah.
hopped around on Earth in
Malekith
London.
came
in
in.
London. They were in Greenwich.
Yeah, they crashed his ship. In
Remember the
Greenwich
guy
Village.
keeps sticking things and then like they keep teleporting and they don't know where they are and then fighting each other at the same time.
And they were like,
You
"Ooh,
probably
ooh,
didn't see
no."
this movie.
Yeah, I have.
Are you
definitely-
sure?
I think I've seen
It's
it
not
twice.
memorable. It's not important.
And then he
Okay,
got his
so
hand
what-
cut off, but he didn't.
In the dream.
Uh,
I don't know, man. It obviously wasn't very good.
Alright,
Exactly.
next
Moving on.
subject.
But Thor 3 is going to be amazing. And Hulk's in it, and he's got this World War Hulk armor. Oh, man.
There is not enough
Hulk's
information
in it.
about this movie for you to say any of this.
Okay, Hulk's in it. He's got his World War Hulk armor.
That's cool.
Speculation.
Taika White, not speculation. They revealed it at Comic Con. Do you even know what Comic Con is?
Yeah, did they say this is going to be in Thor 3 the whole time? Or is this going to be a teaser at the end for
No,
World
it's
War Hulk?
in Hulk 3.
Well, that's not what it's called. It's called something. Hulk.
No,
Planet
that
Hulk.
World
Sorry,
War
Planet
Hulk's when he's come back to the world.
Right.
Planet Hulk. It's got the armor. It's
Wait,
happening.
there's 2 Hulk movies coming out?
No, he's in the Thor movie.
They're just two storylines.
Does he get his own movie?
No.
Hulk?
People don't want the Hulk movies.
Because he got
It's
ruined
because it's been
twice.
done so many times, and every single time it's been terrible.
There's,
I like Dead One.
there's
but-
so
yeah,
much I
it's
could
not-
talk
it
about.
wasn't great.
But we're going to move on because that's my love letter.
All right, Ali, let's do it.
That wasn't a proper love letter.
It wasn't.
I'm not putting a stamp on
It
it.
wasn't.
Okay, well,
It was. That was,
you know the thing
When
I
a
love?
Thor, when
That
a
was-
Thor movie
that
comes
was-
out, you can do a love letter to it.
Yeah.
that was Insane Rants, brought to you by Chris.
Tune in next week.